It's your man Jay Graves Report, and welcome to the College Football Weekly Wrap-Up, Week 1, presented by your good neighbor, State Farm agent Ravi R. Murray, located 3955 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis, or hit your boy up at 317-297-3804 so you can holler at your boy. Now, y'all know how we get it in, so let's get it in. Now, we got to start off talking about the Doug College Football Game Day down in Bloomington. Obviously, we wrapping up the top 5 ball games, but we got to start off with Bloomington. Thursday night, we had number 2 Ohio State going in to play Indiana. But before we even get to the game, let's talk about how Doug ESPN was. Now, they hyped up ESPN College Game Day for about a month, telling boys that they're going to be in town, it's going to be off the chain, blah, blah, blah. Then they show up and set up the doggone stage inside the stadium, so folks couldn't really do College Game Day like they typically do, because you got to go in the stadium, sit in your seat, and watch the doggone College Game Day on the Jumbotron. You could have sat at the crib and did that. It was dumb. So, boo to ESPN for pulling that stunt, and then going down to Atlanta and doing it the right way over the weekend. They might have just started off in Atlanta and did that. But now, we had number 2, Ohio State, go down to play Indiana. Now, I said Indiana was going to get the brakes beat off of them, and they did, but Indiana came out for 2.5 quarters and made it interesting. They ended up getting beat 49-21, went into half 21-20, and boys in Bloomington was in the twilight zone. Dubs was like, hey, we gonna win this ball game. No, you're not gonna win this ball game, bro. Why? Because they got horses on the sideline over at Ohio State. Let me explain the dynamics. The boys don't really understand it. IU only has so many horses. There's a huge drop-off between first-team guys, second-team, and third-team guys. There is no drop-off in talent from first team, second team, third team at Ohio State. Only difference is Dunn might know the plays better. He more experienced. He went to class or didn't go to class. It's that type of foolishness. But so when IU holding on for dear life, going into the middle of the third quarter, then the doggone wheels fell off. Hey, let me tell you, I got to give props to Richard Lago. That Dunn put up 410 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns, threw 2 dub picks. But he had wide receivers that look nice. My man's Simi Cobbs Jr., 149 yards. Lago threw to 10 different receivers the other night. If they had started off and played the schedule like they supposed to play the schedule and played like Miami of Ohio or Kent State or something like that, hey, we be walking around on our toes this morning. But you start off with one of the best teams in America, you just not going to win that ball game, bro. But I was very impressed with what Tom Allen was able to do for 2.5 quarters. Because let's keep it real. JT Barrett put up 304 yards, 3 touchdowns. But the second team cat, true freshman, J.K. Dobbs, put up 181 yards on these boys. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter. The starter's on the sideline. Mike Weber with a pulled hamstring. This is what I'm talking about. Second team guy went in there and went to work on you. So everybody down in Bloomington, just relax. You probably win 7 or 8 ball games this year because the team looks good. But you wasn't gonna beat Ohio State. I don't care what it was. They would let you hang around like Mayweather did Conor McGregor. Then they just knock a boy out at the end of the third quarter, just ran out the gym with a boy sneakers and jewelry. Hey, let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we went down to Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday. We had number 16, Louisville, coming in to play the Purdue Boilermakers. Now, this was kind of the same situation, but I give Purdue crazy props. They ended up losing this ball game 35-28. Louisville mopped the floor with them in terms of statistics, time of possession for most of the doggone first half. I think Louisville had at one point, they was only up 10-7, but they had a time possession 17-7. and they were up like 228 yards total offense versus like 50. But the problem that Louisville kept running into, the Duns kept turning the ball over. They turned the ball over 3 times. They got in the red zone and turned the ball over twice. So the fact that Purdue was extremely patient during the course of this ball game and hung in there, they made a ball game out of it. You got to be real impressed with what Jeff Brom was able to do his first day out. So Purdue, in my opinion, was very impressive with what they were doing. They played 2 quarterbacks. I know David Blau, most of this week, was questionable. He ended up throwing for 175 yards. He threw 2 dub picks and 2 touchdowns. Then Elijah Sindelar had 118 yards, threw 2 touchdowns, 1 dub pick. But when you look at it on the surface, Purdue was very impressive because they didn't allow Lamar Jackson and company to completely punk them. Lamar Jackson he did work. He had 378 yards passing, 2 touchdowns in the air, and he had 107 yards on the ground. So he did work. He did what he was supposed to do, but he's a special guy. There was not very many people, or there aren't going to be very many people that could keep him for doing what he did the other night. It's just what it is. And I know that he had the chip on his shoulder coming into this ball game because all the dub media trying to play him like he didn't win the Heisman Trophy last year. Now, they keep talking about he playing at Louisville. Well, he played at Louisville last year, bruh. So, understand this. This Dunn is going to put in work. He's going to be at the top of the Heisman list again this year because he playing in the ACC. Who in the ACC besides Clemson? Florida State just lost DeAndre Francois, the ghetto Frenchman, so he's out. So now they're going to be able to. There's not very many people going to be able to stop him from putting up numbers. He just got to win ball games at this point, and they can't turn the ball over. Now, let's move on to the next ball game. Let's go up to South Bend, Indiana. We had Temple show up to play Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame was 4-8 last year. Brian Kelly on the hot seat right now. That done had sparks coming out of his doggone back pockets. He show up in the joint, he's smoking in the back pocket because they waiting on the boy to make a mistake, do something crazy. So because the leprechaun is bad influence on the boy right now, they got him locked up in the field house. He can't come out until they at least win 7 ball games. Hey, the Don leprechaun they feeding that Don through a feeding tube. He can't even get out of the doggone field house. Nobody's gonna see him. They got his outfit at the dry cleaners right now. He ain't going nowhere. But Notre Dame showed up against Temple, which they should have. Beat them 49-16. My man Brandon Wimbush had 184 yards on 17 of 34 passing. But they had 3 cats rush for 100 yards in this ball game. Josh Adams had 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dexter Williams, 124 yards, a touchdown. And then Brandon Wimbush had another 106 yards and a touchdown. So Notre Dame looked good on Saturday, but they were playing Temple. But again, whoever's in front of them, they're going to have to play. Because the leprechaun in there butt naked in the doggone shower trying to get out. Hey, wait until you win 7 ball games and let that done out because he got problems. He got a gun. He had a gun charge last year, weed charge last year. Hey, we can't have the leprechaun out here causing problems. Brian Kelly, get off the hot seat. It's your man. Now, let's move on to the next ball game. We got number 11, Michigan, shows up at Cowboy Stadium to play number 17, Florida. Now, we all knew that Florida was going to get the brakes beat off of them coming into this ball game. They lost 33-17. Reason why they had 10 cats suspended for this ball game. And then everybody want to know, well, why is Florida so out of control? Why the players so out of control? Did you see the head coach over the offseason, Jim McElwain? That done got butt naked and laid down on a dead shark, took a picture, and then told the boy, that wasn't me. So you already know these duns out of control. When your leadership got the tenacity or the propensity to get butt naked, take all his clothes off, lay down on the shark, take a picture, and then tell a boy it ain't him, you gonna have problems all year. So Florida is about to be in trouble. Jim McElwain, that done might not be there that long, bro. He might well get butt naked on the regular and lay down on the Shark. Let's move on to the next ball game. Now, we got number 3, Florida State. Went out to Atlanta to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the new joint, to play number 1, Alabama. Now, Alabama took care of business, beat them 24-7. Jalen Hurts came out there real easy, like 10 of 18, 196 yards, a touchdown. Then they had Damian Harris, Bo Scarborough put in work. They had 73 and 40 yards respectively. And then Jalen Hurts put up another 55. Problem that Florida State ran into is their quarterback, DeAndre Francois, the ghetto Frenchman, ended up going out with a leg injury, out for the season, knee injury out for the season. They're going to be dull at this point. Florida State started off at number 3. They might be dull for the rest of the season because quarterback play is huge in college football. You don't have a quarterback, unless they got something done sitting on the sideline that's ready to roll right now, it's going to be a problem in the ACC. So, it's your man, Jay Graves Report for the JayGravesReport.com. And you can hit me up on Twitter at JayGravesReport so you can holler at your boy. And also remember that this segment is presented by your good neighbor, State Farm agent, Ravi R. Murray. Located 3955 Eagle Creek Parkway, Indianapolis. Or hit your boy up at 317-297-3804 so you can holler at your boy.